All right, so you're buying a home here in Grand Junction, Colorado. You've pre-qualified for the home mortgage. We found you the dream home. Well, we've come up with the top 8 tips of what not to do until we put the keys in your hands, and you are not going to want to miss it, so stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? This is Robert Hayes, and along with my wife Christie, we are the Hayes Home Group right here in Grand Junction, Colorado. And if you are brand new to this channel and you want to know everything about working, living, playing, and hot tips here in Grand Junction, do yourself a favor and start now by hitting that subscribe button. Tap that little bell, that way you're notified every time we post a new video. People, we are getting so many comments, phone calls, text messages from people all over the country looking to relocate here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving to and living here in Grand Junction, reach out and give us a phone call, shoot us a quick text, send us an email, whatever you need to do to get a hold of us. We got your back when moving to Grand Junction. All right, let's get into the top 8 things that you must not do before we hand you the keys to that dream home and you unlock that brand new door. I mean, this process, people, is stressful enough as it is. Perhaps you're moving from out of state and we're doing a simultaneous closing on your home in another state and then getting into your new home on the same day, which we absolutely can do, and we'll walk you through that process every step of the way. But again, this process is the most stressful thing you probably ever have done, the biggest purchase of your lifetime. So we want to make sure that we simplify it and it's a smooth transaction for everyone. All right, tip number 1, do not apply for any new credit cards between the time that you get qualified for your mortgage and the time that we close on your home. What the lender basically does is they'll take a snapshot of your credit profile at the time of pre-qualification, and they want to make sure that that credit profile looks exactly the same as it does from the day that you qualified till the final day of closing. So they'll typically pull one last hard pull, they call it, of your credit profile, and they want to make sure that things look exactly the same. That credit profile is typically good for about 90 days. So don't go out. I know, especially this time of year, you've got the Kohl's Cash, the Christmas bucks, the Christmas dollars, whatever it is, and you want that extra 10% at the register, and they're asking you to go ahead and pre-qualify for a credit card. Don't do it, because the qualifications for a home mortgage are based upon what they call debt ratios. So for instance, let's say that you earn $5,000 a month, and the total monthly expenses with your new mortgage payment is going to be $2,500 a month, and they've qualified you based on that. If you start applying for credit cards, that could shake up those dollars, that debt ratio. So whatever you do, don't apply for any new credit from the time your first credit's pulled until the time that you close. All right, tip number 2, whatever you do, don't close out any accounts. You would actually think that would be of benefit to you and actually enhance your credit profile. Again, don't shake up anything on your credit profile as it looks when you qualified until the day that you close. It can actually lower your credit score by closing some accounts. So the 3 major credit bureaus actually can maybe take a look and see, well, you don't have as much credit available as you once had, and actually could dip your credit score. So again, if you think that's actually going to be a helpful thing to do, don't do it. Don't close any accounts. Keep everything exactly the same as it is until we close. All right, tip number 3, and this really kind of goes without saying, but keep all your bill payments on time. Do everything as you're doing now. I mean, when you have a bill that comes in, let's say it's due on the 4th, and you send a payment in on the 5th, you might get dinged on a late fee, but that's totally different than a full 30-day late payment. That's what we want to avoid. Again, keep everything exactly the same. Don't be behind at least 30 days on your bill payments, electric bill, credit card bills, car payments. Keep them all on time. If you have a late fee, again, not the end of the world. That's different than a late payment. Make sure that you're well below 30 days from the due date, and that way your credit picture looks exactly the same. All right, tip number 4, whatever you do, do not move money around between bank accounts without a clear-cut paper trail. So a lot of times these loan programs have gift funds that are allowed from a family member, or if you're just doing your own down payment with your own money, make sure whatever you do, you're not pulling cash from underneath grandma's mattress and just depositing into your bank account and thinking you're good to go. That's not going to work. The bank or the mortgage lender is going to want to know exactly the account paper trail from grandma's checking account. Maybe it's a wire transfer into your account. We need to document where it came from and how it got to you, and the documentation of when it got to you, so those two match up. Again, cash is not a good thing when it comes to mortgage lending. Make sure you have a clear-cut paper trail of where it came from and how it got to you, and you'll be in good shape. All right, tip number 5. You got the brand new house that's 2 weeks away, and you've got that beautiful laid concrete brand new driveway, and you want to put that shiny new red Mustang in there right before you close. Not a great idea. Again, you're putting more debt onto your credit, and they're going to pull that credit report that one last time. So they're going to see a $400 car payment on that last credit pull. That could blow the entire deal. So whatever you do, I know you want a new car. That's awesome. Do it after you close. Go to the dealer whenever all the dust is settled. You've got the keys to the house. Do it then, but don't do it before. All right, tip number 6 kind of goes without saying again, but I just can't stress this enough. So you've gone to the property a couple of times, you snap some photos of all the different rooms, the kids' rooms, and you have this great idea for bunk beds for the kids along a certain wall, an armoire in the living room where the TV's gonna go, and you head out to the furniture store and you buy 5-10 grand worth of furniture before you're closing. Not a great idea. Why? Well, again, you're going to have some more debt on your credit profile. So all the ideas that you have in your mind, or even you wrote them down, you snap some photos, that's awesome. Buy the furniture after you close, not before, because that can certainly affect your credit profile. And again, we don't want things to blow up right before you close. All right, tip number 7. So in the middle of the night, between the time that you're qualified and it's 2 weeks before closing, you wake up at 3 in the morning and you decide, you know what, I do want to be a writer after all. I'm going to go ahead and quit my job. Everything's good to go with the house, and I'm going to start publishing my first book. Again, not a super great idea. Keep everything the same as far as employment. Don't switch jobs during the process. That can certainly create a bunch of hiccups and potentially blow the closing on the new home. So whatever you do, keep the job that you have. Don't quit the job. Don't change jobs. Keep everything exactly the same. All right, last but not least, tip number 8. We've talked about not getting new credit cards. So can I just go ahead and spend all of my savings or the money in my checking account? Maybe. Don't do anything until you check with your mortgage lender first and foremost. Why is that? It's cash, right? That's okay, I can spend my money. Well, a lot of loan programs actually are qualified based on how much cash reserves that you have in checking, savings. Maybe you have a retirement account that sometimes they can use those dollars for cash reserves as well. A lot of loan programs want to have 2 to 3 months worth of your mortgage payment in cash reserves. So you can't just go spending all the money in your checking and savings accounts until you check with your lender. I wouldn't spend a penny until you find out what your qualifying factors are with your mortgage loan officer. So don't do anything with any of the cash that you have in your reserve accounts until you check with the lender and make sure that it's okay. All right, so those are the 8 things that you just don't want to do between the time that you're qualified for your home mortgage until the time you get the keys to your new home. Unfortunately, we've seen this happen in the past where any one of these 8 things can just blow the entire process and blow the entire deal. And we want to set you up for success. So if there's anything that we can help you with along the way, any comments that you have, comment below. We'll get back to you right away. And again, if you are new to this channel and you want to know everything about working, living, playing, and hot tips here in Grand Junction, Colorado, hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell, that way you're notified every time we post a new video. And if you're thinking about moving to and living here in Grand Junction, reach out and give us a phone call, shoot us a quick text, send us an email, whatever you need to do to get a hold of us. We got your back when moving to Grand Junction. Until the next video, we'll catch you later.